In this tutorial, we will write a Java program to display Armstrong numbers between two intervals. In last tutorial, we wrote a Java program to display to check whether a number is Armstrong or not. But in this tutorial, we will be printing all the numbers which are between two intervals. The interval will be given by the user. So if you don't know what Armstrong numbers are, I'm going to explain a bit. A positive integer is called an Armstrong number of order n. Order means the number of digits in the number. If a, b, c, d, and so on is equals to any digit, every sum of every digit power its order. So for example, if we have a four-digit number a, b, c, d, then a power 4 plus b power 4 plus c power 4 plus d power 4, because we have four-digit number. So if you have n digit numbers, every digit power n, and all of their sum should be equals to the number itself. And if it is, the number is the Armstrong number, otherwise it's not. For example, in case of an Armstrong number of three digits, the sum of cubes, why cubes? Because it's a three-digit number, so cube. Sum of cubes of each digit is equal to the number itself. For example, if we have a 153 three-digit number, 1 cube, 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 plus 5 cube plus 3 cube, and sum of all these is equals to 153, which it is. That is why 153 is an Armstrong number. So now we know what an Armstrong number is. Let's implement it. We will need to take input from user. So let's import Python. I'm sorry, not Python, but Java library from java.utl.scanner, and we'll need to create its scanner object named reader equals to new scanner system.in, because we want to take input from keyboard, and we'll give input to user to enter um, lower bound. User will enter the lower bound, and we will store it in a variable called lower equals to reader dot next int, and we'll also do the same for upper bound as well. So user will enter upper bound, and we will read it in a variable called upper by reader dot next int. There we go. Now since we have lower and upper bound, we will need to iterate it from lower to upper, and every time we will need to increase it by 1. So let's start a for loop, and we have integer number equals to lower. It will start from lower, and our number will end on upper till it will go up to upper, and every time we will increase it by 1. So plus plus num. There we go. And we'll need to create three variables right over here: integer digits, which will be our order, number of digits in a number, and another variable result, which will store the calculation of the sum of all these powers. It will store this result. And we will need a let's say original number, because we don't want to mess with n, because we are this is our iterator, so we don't want to mess with n. Okay, so let's calculate number of digits. So let's run a loop to calculate the number of digits. We will say original number not equals to, while it's not equals to 0, we'll run the loop, and every time our original number will be divided by 10. So this is basically equals to original number equals to original number divided by 10. So what we are doing is we are reducing one number, we are just eliminating the last number. Okay, and we will plus plus our digits, so that this basically is equals to digits equal to digits plus 1. Yeah, so this while loop will basically just calculate the number of digits and store it into the variable digits. Okay, Now since original number is messed up, we are reducing one number at a time, and now it is equals to 0. So we need to retain it, and let's equals it to n. And in this loop, now since we have number of digits, we have the number itself. So let's make these calculations. For these calculations, we need to take one number of the digit at a time and then power it with the number of digits which we already have calculated. So we will run the while loop again while our original number is not equals to 0, and we will take its remainder equals to original number remainder by 10. This will take the last number. If we take remainder of any number by 10, it will return us the last digit. Okay, and we will store it into, we'll add it to the result. And for calculating power, we'll need to use power functionality of math library from java.lang.math. And over here math.power, this will take base, which is our remainder, the digit itself, and power its order, which is digits, number of digits. Yeah, and right over here we will reduce it by one number. There we go. And after the loop, now since our result is calculated, we need to check if our result match with n. If it does, we will print the number, and plus we want space so that the next number is on one space from this number. So far I think this should work. If we have not done any mistake, let's run it and see if it works. Oh, mistake over here. Okay, I have written until. It is not until, it is util, stand for utility. So there was a typo. I'm very sorry for it. There is again, and I have used n while this our iterator is number. So I'm sorry for this as well. I think I again used n instead of number over here. You might have noticed while we were coding. Also over here, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm misconfused. I actually confused it. Oh, I'm very sorry. Okay, so there we go. So we have our lower bound, let's say 100, and we have our upper bound, let's say 200. So there is only one number between 100 and 200, which is 153. Let's give some big values. Let's give some big values. Let's say we want to calculate from 100 to 1000. So between 100 and 1000, we have these many values. Let me print it on just one line. So remove ln, which is for new line. So let me print it on just one line. So we, from 100 to 1000. From 100 to 1000, we have just four values. Just four values. Let's include some big numbers. So we want from 100 to, not 1000 but 10,000. Okay, 10,000. There we go. We have just these three, these six, seven, just seven values between 100 and 10,000, because such numbers are very, very rare. So I think we are done with our program, but I will like to walk you through the code once again. So we have made a scanner which will help us taking input from user. We are giving a message to the user to enter lower bound. We are reading it by reader.nextInt and storing it in the lower key variable. We are then taking upper bound from the user. We are doing so by uh, using reader.nextInt and storing it in a upper variable. Then we are iterating from lower bound up to upper bound. So what we are doing is we are starting with the lower and we are increasing one number at a time, and we are going up to upper number. While upper number is reached, the loop will break. And we have created three variables. number of digits, which will calculate how many numbers are digits in the number, because we need that uh, to calculate our results. And we have created a variable result in which we will store all our result. And we have created original variable because we need to perform some operations on the number itself to calculate the number of digits as well as result. So we don't want to lose our number, because this is a iterator. If we lost it, this loop is going to run for infinite number of times. That is why we have saved it into a new variable called original number. And in this code, what we are doing is we are uh, looping over it, and we are reducing one digit at a time. How we are reducing one digit at a time? This code basically is original number equal to original number divided by 10. So what we are doing is, for example, if we have a number 153, divide by 10 equals to 15.3. So because original number is an integer data type, it's an if you see, yeah, it's an integer data type. So this point 3 will be ignored, only 15 will be stored in the original number. So what basically we did is we just eliminated one last digit. Okay. So one by one, we are just eliminating one number, and we are counting one as well. Basically what we are doing is we are counting, I'm sorry. So basically what we are doing is we are just counting number of digits in this piece of code. And since we are altering this original number, so original number will be 0 in the end. So we want that number back, because we want to play with it once again. So we have again given number to a variable the original number. Now our original number has the actual original number over here. Now since we have a number of digits calculated, so, and we have the number as well, so what we need is number of digits and the number itself to calculate the result. So time for calculation of result. So we are again we have started a while loop in which we are taking one number at a time. So what remainder is doing, let's say if you have a number 153, so if you take remainder it by 10, then you will have 3 as remainder, because 150 divided by 10, so 15 times 10 is 150, you have 3 left only, so you will get last digit actually. Okay. So taking remainder by 10 will return you last digit. So we have last digit. What we are doing in last digit, divide power. We have used math library, and we are taking its uh, power order, which is number of digits. Okay, we have used, and we are just adding it to the result. And we are reducing, we are just eliminating the last digit, because we have already calculated its power. So we are eliminating that. And how we are eliminating, I already explained this code right over here. So this piece of code is just calculating the result. And now since we have a result, we want to see if that result is equal to the original number. If it is, we will say that is an Armstrong number, otherwise it's not. So in this if condition, we are equating result with the number itself. If it is equal, we are printing. If it is not, we ignore, and we increase value by 1, and we do the same again and again on every number from lower to upper, and we just print all those numbers which are Armstrong. So I hope this helps. If it does, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in next tutorial with a new program.